Well, hey now, welcome to It's Electric Bar. I haven't recorded anything for about 5 weeks. I had a video or two in the can that I put out, but was away in Europe and a little bike trip in the south of France with my brother, which was fantastic, and then about 8 days in Barcelona, and that was an amazing experience. But one of the videos, I wanted to get back on the horse, as it were, and to make it something that would be easy and quick. Just came in from the garden, getting caught up on some of the garden work. How exciting. And also getting all prepped, listening to all my pre-Canucks hockey sports radio stuff for Game 7 against the Edmonton Oilers. But I won't bore you guys with all those details. We are, after all, the vinyl community. We talk vinyl. Everything else is superfluous in our lives, correct? So Chris Propfe did a video recently about rain, and he was lamenting the rain, I think in New York State. And I know what that feels like, especially when you've been through, a long winter. You feel like, the gods are peeing on you, maybe you might say, wanting sun and getting rain. But what was interesting when I was back to my trip to Europe, Barcelona's been having a massive drought, and I think it's eased off now. But you start to appreciate rain and how important water is when you don't have any. So I'm going to stay neutral on all this. Rain can be wonderful. I learned to embrace it here in the Pacific Northwest. But here are 5 songs that either have rain in their title or reference rain in their lyrics, an important part of their lyrics. And I'll start off with, and then I'll retire this record for a while because I've talked about it quite a bit. And that would be Scott Walker's Scott 3. Love this record, and It's Raining Today. Every time I hear this song, I just smile. It's so kitschy and yet beautiful. The strings, everything about it is just fabulous. So Scott Walker, It's Raining Today. Number 1 of the 5. Number 2, got to go with our Canadian troubadour, Gordon Lightfoot, who passed away this year, I believe, or late last year. And this is an early record of his, and you probably already know, In the Early Morning Rain. Beautiful song, apparently written when he was just hammered, sitting in an airport waiting to get home. And despite that, it's a beautiful, beautiful song. In the Early Morning Rain, Gordon Lightfoot. Number 2. Number 3, one of my favorite soul bands, I guess, but also this song just so beautifully delivered by the lead singer, by the whole band. But The Temptations, one of these anthology records, and I Wish It Would Rain. Boy, the way he sings this, you know that he really wishes it would rain. And of course, rain is a metaphor. Any of us who've taken any English classes, rain can be pathetic fallacy. It's a metaphor for sadness. But the other big one that rain shows up in literature, poetry, and things like that is rebirth, right? Rain brings new life. And here are a couple rain songs that cover that off. First one off of this wonderful 80s album, Van Morrison's No Guru, No Method, No Guru, No Method, No Teacher. And the song is In the Garden, and Wet with Rain he references. And it starts off with tremendous sadness, and then it becomes, as often Van Morrison does, becomes sort of a spiritual awakening in the garden with rain. And just a gorgeous song. And in that song, In the Garden, the title of this album is referenced as well. Wonderful track. Van Morrison, when was this? 86. Consistently puts out great music, even if he is a bit of a wingnut. And my number 5, by The Who, and I know some of you are going to be fighting me on this, but it be Love, Rain, or Me. Now, rain, in this case, spelled R-E-I-G-N, much, talking about nobility or titles, kings and queens and things like that. But no question there's a play on words here. Let love reign o'er me. Also, the rain coming down, the rebirth. It's such a central part and a major theme of this record, Love, Reign O'er Me. And depending on how you feel this story ends, be it the movie Quadrophenia or the album, does Jimmy go over the cliff and commit suicide in his on his Lambretta or his Vespa, I guess? Or does he basically reject his mod background, his mod lifestyle, and is reborn as a full, complete human being? All four parts of his personality all come together. That's up for us as the listeners, the viewers, to be able to determine. But I would present before the court Love Rain O'er Me, despite the spelling being not R-A-I-N, as being a tremendous rain song. And that's it. Carpe diem, MFs.